Hola Seekers, mi nombre es Kim and bienvenidos to a Pick a Card. In this reading, we shall receive messages from your higher self, and they will be messages in regards to 3 aspects of your life. The first one will be love, second, life purpose or career, and lastly, spiritual evolution or personal growth. And to receive these messages, we will use tarot and oracle cards, keywords, stars containing letters, numbers, and astrological signs. And as always, at the very end, we will pull out messages from our note jar. Okay? We have 3 groups to choose from. The first group is the snail, the second group is the stag, and the third group is the whale. Okay, so please do pause the video if you need to. Take as much time as necessary, and whatever animal calls out to you, then that will be a group. And the timestamp for each group is provided in the comments section down below. Okay, now that you've chosen, let's jump into your reading. Hello Seekers who chose Group 1, the snail. I do love this card. Okay, so I will begin with an intuitive message. I just sit down, I open a little notebook that I have, and I write whatever comes to mind. So for you guys, it was quite a bit of a long message. It said, mend the broken heart. Your love is eternal, your magic blissful. The journey is your true delight, and you to the journey are its greatest treasure. Do not fret over the now that you cannot control. Consume the fear and transmute, for you are made of light and color. You are ever iridescent. You hold the universe. You are a universe. Never forget it. This card here is to connect with the energy of your higher self. So we do have the snail here, and we know that the snail moves very, very slowly, and I feel that is the message of the journey is your true delight. Sometimes we want to get to our destination. Sometimes we have tunnel vision and the only thing we're seeing is the goal, is the finish line. And because of that tunnel vision, we are not able to see the scenery. We are not able to appreciate the journey. And when we get to our destination, when we get to that finish line, it is only then when we truly realize and learn that it was not so much about the destination, but about the journey. And I know we tend to hear that a lot and it sounds very cheesy, but truly, it is through the journey where we grow. It is through the journey where we learn. It is through the journey where we meet people. It is where we create the memories. And if we're so focused on the destination, then we forget about the journey. Thus, we forget to be in the present moment, to create those memories. Now, we did get the message, do not fret over the now that you cannot control. For this group, there might be a sense of always needing to be in control, because when we are in control, we feel safe. We feel either independent or we feel like we have it all together. And when we lose control of something, be it a situation, be it an outcome, then we start getting nervous and we start fearing for the future. We get scared of the unknown. Your higher self wants you to know, do not fret over the things that you cannot control, because they are not yours to control. Leave it to us. Leave it to the universe to handle those things. And know that if things feel out of your control, it is not meant to go against you. It is because it has its own journey. It has its own time, and it needs to go according to its own organic flow. And I don't think that the snail ever frets about its pace, because that is its natural pace. And with things that we feel like we cannot control, sometimes they come in as lessons for us. Sometimes they are meant for us just to observe, because usually what I feel to be things that we cannot control are to do with other people. We cannot control how other people react. We cannot control how other people think or feel, because we have to respect that they have their own journey. We have to respect that they are a universe in it and of themselves, just like you are. How they process the world, how they digest situations, how they want to respond or react to them, it's up to them. The only thing we can control is anything that comes from us. So in that, know that you yourself are your universe. You yourself can create change when it is coming from within you and when it is of you. So be more mindful of that. take more responsibility over that and less worry about how other people are going to do things or how they're not going to do things. I'm just going to read the message here in the back. So we have Snail, patience. A champion of patience, Snail teaches us to embrace delay. When she is present in our lives, she reminds us to slow down. She teaches us to be wary of fixed, unrealistic deadlines. In our focus to achieve, life may pass us by. She encourages us to appreciate the minutiae. Life is as much about the big moments as it is about the small ones. A gentle guide with a desire to prevail, Snail provides self-protection. Her spiral represents the origin of life. Yes, I was actually seeing this, her shell, as being the universe. You hold the universe within. Do not worry that you are not going to accomplish much or that you're not going to see much, because you already have an entire universe within yourself. You are going at your own pace, and your pace, no matter how fast or slow it may seem to others, it's perfect just the way that it is. And know that all the goals that you set yourself to, you will accomplish. And do not allow yourself to get so fixated on a single goal when you have new dreams that are blooming inside of your heart, because life is about change. It is about change. If it weren't, we wouldn't have seasons. If it weren't, the snake wouldn't shed its silk skin in order to be able to grow. If it weren't, we wouldn't grow. So allow change to occur. If you have new goals, if you have new dreams, do not be afraid of them. Let them come out. And if you need to redirect yourself, and if you need to reroute, allow yourself to take that new direction. Do not be afraid of it, because if it's your heart leading you, it will never lead you astray. Okay? So that is the message. Well, that came really fast. So that is the message for you guys. So the first card I'm going to pull is a message in regards to love. So we'll see what your higher self has to say. Let me turn on the lights. That's better, huh? Okay, so the first card, perfect. Queen of Arrows, the Swan. So the Queen of Arrows is the Queen of Swords. I always introduce the Queen of Arrows as a blunt energy. She cuts away with bullshit. She is decisive. She moves forward. This is air energy. Air energy is swift. It's like the wind. The wind doesn't settle in one place. It's always traveling from one place to the next. It is free. That is the energy I feel for you guys, because we were talking about allowing change. Allow yourself to move forward from situations that no longer serve you. I am feeling loyalty coming from this group. It is more like feeling the need to be loyal to something by remaining with it, even though we might not feel the same way as we did when we primarily began this. If there is a current relationship that you no longer feel you resonate with, your higher self wants you to know to not feel guilty about acknowledging the fact that you no longer resonate with this connection or with this person. A lot of people like to say we fall out of friendships or we fall out of love, but I don't see that to be the case. We may grow out of it or grow from it, because when love exists, love can never be undone. It can never be disintegrated. It's an energy, and when it's the purest form of love, it prevails. It will always exist. But loving someone doesn't mean sticking with that person, doesn't mean having to be with that person. You can love a person from afar. You don't have to be with someone or stick with someone to prove your love to them. I am also feeling this energy of providing yourself with this self-love. If you resonate with this idea of holding on to a relationship because you do not want to hurt the other person, but this relationship is not fulfilling you, it is hurting you in some way, your higher self wants you to know it is beautiful that you care for others, and that is not something we're telling you to stop doing, but how we wish that you would also care for yourself as much as you care for others. Because you are also a being, you also deserve your love. So do not forget yourself. So with this Queen of Arrows, if you need to step away from a relationship or step away from a person, it is okay to do so. And it is not saying that you abandon the person or that you stop loving a person. Remember, you can hold space for someone at a distance. You can love someone at a distance, and it is okay for you to grow out of something. If we allow change to occur, not only in our outer reality, but within ourselves, we grow. The duckling grows into the swan. And sometimes in a relationship, one partner may decide to embrace change while the other, maybe it's not their time yet. Maybe they still need to learn some lessons where they are at. And that is okay because that is their journey. I feel like that was the message that was coming at the beginning, right? That we cannot control how other people move or at the pace that they should be going because it is part of their journey. So if you have decided to change, to evolve, and to grow, then that is okay for you. And we cannot pull someone with us. We cannot drag someone with us, especially if they do not want to go at that pace. And we need to respect that. And when that happens, that is why we feel like we fall out of love or we fall out of a relationship. But truly what is happening is that you're growing. You're growing from it and you're growing out of it. Right? And when we truly embrace change, we accept that. We don't hold on or attach to a person, to an idea, to a belief, or to a relationship. We allow ourselves to continue moving. So Queen of Arrows, I am seeing moving forward from something. This doesn't necessarily just have to be romantic. It could be also like a platonic relationship. I am feeling like this time is a time of self-love, getting to know yourself more, and as well as being independent. It's a time of being single and embracing the singlehood and to embrace change, because I feel like you are entering a journey where you are allowing yourself to evolve into the new phase of your life in terms of love, in terms of how you view love, especially in terms of how you give yourself love. Okay, so I feel like it's moving into a phase where you're paying more attention to the self and blessing the self with your love. So that's what I'm seeing with the Queen of Arrows. But let me pull out one keyword for you guys. This one. Health. Oh, so we have health for this one. Yes, because we have health and because we have the Queen of Arrows and the Swan, I do feel like I mentioned before, this is a time of healing and this is a time of giving yourself the attention now. So this is a time where you're dedicating more time to yourself and to your health, to your mental, to your emotional, maybe even to your physical health. That's why I'm feeling like self-love, giving yourself the love now. Okay, so the next card is in regards to career or to your life purpose. Beautiful. We have the Sun of Life. The Sun of Life is the Sun card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Sun card speaks about joy, success, fulfillment. This is about being center stage, receiving recognition, and I love it because we have the man and his heart space is fully open and he's blooming, and because he's allowing himself to bloom where he is standing, all these other flowers are blooming. It's like the Midas touch, in which what you touch turns into gold. This is what you touch, you give life to, because that's the sun energy. The sun is life. It helps plants grow. So because of this, in the love section, because we are moving into a moment of independence, into a moment of giving yourself the love that you have given others, now you're allowing yourself to fully shine. Now you're giving yourself all that love and the attention, the recognition you deserve. And because you're recognizing yourself, you're like putting the spotlight on yourself. The best way I can explain this is you are the sun and you've always radiate warmth onto everybody and anything around you, and you helped them grow, you helped them evolve, you helped them heal, you helped them see the beauty that was within them. But in all that process, you forgot to do the same to yourself. And now you're looking inwards. Now you're shining that light inwards. Now you're like, okay, now it is time to focus on myself and to bless myself with this beauty and wonder I've bestowed upon others. And once you do that, boom, success. You show up as your authentic self. The sun also speaks about authenticity and confidence. It is showing up bare, without shame, without guilt. Now the sun also connects with the solar plexus. And the solar plexus, when it is blocked through shame and guilt. So I feel like you will be releasing this with this love aspect we were talking about by focusing more on yourself. And when you do that, you're able to bring this confidence into your career, into your life purpose. Because now, since you trust yourself more, since you are more confident about your decisions and who you are, because this talks about identity. Also, it's like masculine energy. Masculine energy is that confidence, but it's also knowing who it is that you are not, to know who it is that you are, and to know what it is that you want. And once you know what you want, then you can start working on it. Because masculine energy is about working on things to bring them into the physical 3D. And that is what you're doing, because now you have confidence in yourself, confidence in your ability to bring whatever it is that you want to manifest. And I'm telling you right now, it will manifest. So if this is in terms of your business, if you have a business, this business will bloom. And if it's in terms of a project that you've only held in your mind, but maybe you weren't able to fully, work on it because you were more preoccupied with relationships or helping other people, when you enter the stage of focusing on yourself, you will give it your all in this, because this is also about passion. And you will have the passion now, you will have the confidence to bring this into fruition and manifest. So I am seeing abundance here. I am seeing success for you. I am seeing that whatever you touch, you give life to and will flourish. So your business will flourish, your project will flourish, and you will get the recognition and acknowledgement that you deserve from it. As much effort as you put into it, you will receive it back. Okay? I am seeing like these flowers as admiration, like positive feedback, positive comments, and know that if this is in terms of putting yourself out there, and if there are some negative comments, because I am seeing like some shadows here, the sun talks about not allowing yourself to get sucked up by all those negative comments. Because remember, this is about confidence and knowing who you are and knowing your worth. So you know that comments of other people are just, sometimes they reflect how they're viewing their situation at the moment. Sometimes it's an expression of envy. Sometimes it's an expression of their own frustrations. And it has nothing to do with you. And so allow yourself to keep growing and do not allow yourself to wilt in the shadow of another person. Because you are the sun. When you decide to activate that light, it activates, okay? You hold the light within. And I feel like this is also talking about transmutation energy. Fire energy, that's like sun energy. Fire energy in rituals is actually used a lot to transmute and to clear out negative or heavy energy. And I do feel like you have that. You are able to transmute this, meaning turning something when we perceive it as negative into positive. So take everything as an opportunity. Every opportunity that is given to you is an opportunity to grow, okay? And let me pull out a keyword. In terms of life purpose, I am also feeling like you will finally know what your purpose is, because we do have this heart space fully open and activated. So it's following your heart, following your calling, because it is the sun. Whatever you are currently passionate about at this moment, that is your purpose. Do not look outside of you to find your purpose. Your purpose is always calling within. It is your passions. What pulls you forward? What motivates you? What brings you true passion and joy? That is your current life purpose. And remember that life purpose is not one ultimate goal. It changes. When we change, our purpose changes, because when we change, we find something new to be passionate about. And that was the first message we got. So when that happens, do not resist it. Do not think that it's a bad thing or that you're wishy-washy. No, like I mentioned before, if you need to reroute, right? Allow yourself to reroute, because your heart will never leave you astray. Sometimes that rerouting, it's us following our life purpose. Allow change to occur for you, because change comes with many, many blessings. And it's only when you allow yourself to open to it when all these blessings can come in. So the key word for you guys is divine. Ooh, that's beautiful. With life for purpose, this is about your divine purpose. Follow the divine. Follow your heart. Remember, you are the universe. You are the divine. You have all of the answers. Sometimes it is cheesy to hear and it is difficult to hear because we tend to doubt ourselves a lot. But this is coming to a place of learning to trust yourself and knowing that You are never leading yourself astray. Even when we bump into obstacles or what we perceive to be obstacles, you are leading yourself somewhere. Always trust that you are leading yourself in the right direction by doing always things from a space of love and also doing it from a space of love to self. So for you guys, your higher self is telling you you are following your divine purpose. If you have been worried about that, know that you are. Especially, I'm being pulled to these daisies, especially if you feel motivated, inspired by something, you are leading yourself down the right path. Even if you might not see the outcome of it, know that you are on the right path, okay? So the last card is in terms of your spiritual or personal growth. Damn, this group is strong. So we have 10, the wheel. This is the Wheel of Fortune in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. So the number 10 represents closing of phases, closing of cycles. The wheel speaks about change. This group, it's all about change. Once you embrace change, then that's when you allow movement forward. Now, sometimes we feel like in order for change to happen, either the universe has to do it for us or we have to be in full control of it. Know that it's never one or the other, but it is both. The wheel here, it's not so much about fate or destiny, but it is learning that you can also change your fate and destiny once you decide to get involved. So if you've always felt like your life was already written for you, that things weren't happening to you because the universe wasn't making things happen to you, the wheel comes here to tell you this is about you understanding that you are the creator of your own life, that you will only shine light onto things when you decide to shine light onto them. Sometimes we do not see truth, not because we do not have it, but it's because we do not want to shine light on it, meaning we do not want to acknowledge it when the truth has been staring us right in the face, right? So it is time to be honest with yourself. It is time to be blunt. It is time to sit down and tell yourself, what is it that you want for yourself? What is it that you do not accept at all in your life? Once you start realizing that, you start breaking things down for yourself. You start realizing what you stand for, who you are at this moment, and where you want to move forward to next. And you also start realizing what is the things that I can change at this moment without waiting for the universe to change this for me. What is it that I can change for myself at this moment? And that's you taking a step forward into change. For others, this is about also realizing that sometimes we need to lend space for the universe to create change, right? Sometimes we feel like we always need to get involved in things and make it happen for us. And when we push and push for things to happen, sometimes it doesn't happen for us. It resists us in some way. It's like going against the current, right? And it makes it difficult and makes it more painful and makes it harder, and we suffer through it. But this is saying, allow yourself to go with the flow just for a minute. Just for a minute. Know that the universe will step in at the right time to offer this change for you. So it's finding a balance. I know there is a prayer. I'll find it and I'll place it here somewhere, but it says, give me the knowledge to know what it is that I can control and what it is that I can control, and then give me the strength to change what it is that I can't change. So it's knowing what you can change and knowing what you need to give to the universe to work on that for you. And it's finding that balance. And that's the balance I'm seeing here, because we have the moon and the sun. Sun, action, forward movement. Moon is about water, going with the flow and following your intuition and knowing that everything is working for you and according to plan. Okay, so it's finding a midway balance. Now with the wheel, if you have been worried about whether you're on the right path, know that you are doing well. You're doing well. You're on the right path. You're leading yourself down the right path. Do not worry about this. You're allowing yourself to change and transform. And new things are going to pop up in your life. Be it new sceneries, new situations, new relationships, new opportunities. Do not fear them. Do not be afraid of them. You do not have to jump at every opportunity that comes your way. It's just be open to them. You are writing yourself a new story. Allow yourself to write something new. Do not be afraid of the new. If you're looking for something new, New derives from change. Change and new, they go together. So do not fear either one, because what I am seeing is such joy, fulfillment, independence, success, and growth for you guys. Let me see. Keyword for this group. Oh, forgive fell out. Okay, yeah. With forgiveness always reminds me about change and moving forward. Once we forgive, we let go of whatever it is that we were holding on to, and then we can move onto the new chapter of our lives. So it is forgiving an old relationship, an old situation. Also, forgiveness can be forgiving the self, forgiving how you did things previously, or if you feel like you've held yourself back, it is forgiving that mentality. Knowing that you were going at your pace, you weren't holding yourself back, you were just going at your pace. You needed maybe all of this time to accept change, and that is okay. Give yourself as much time and space as you need. And know that you will grow and evolve at your time, and your time, your pace is beautiful because it is specifically designed for you. That's what I'm seeing here with the tapestry. You designed this path for you. Nobody else has this design but you. So it's not wrong, it's not right, it's not ugly or prettier than anybody else. It's just yours. It's unique, okay? So lastly, I will pull out some stars for you guys. See, that's a lot of you like the stars, so it can help as confirmation, validation. So we have the letter T, we have the number 3, and we have the letter 4. 4 and 3, we add them up and it's the number 7, and the number 7 for me speaks about abundance. Oh guys, I barely noticed 1 and 9, that equals 10. So 10, 10, I am seeing change, closing of phases, entering new ones. That's what the Queen of Arrows is about. And we do have the letter T here, so T might be a letter of your first name, last name, initials, or of any person you feel like is in terms of like this relationship we were talking about, or these might be numbers like your birth month, birthday, or like significant numbers that you might be seeing. Okay, so lastly, I will pull a message for you guys. Well, it is best to believe in oneself. A little help from others can be a great blessing. So that is a quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for my readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello seekers who chose group 2, the stag. So firstly, I will begin with an intuitive message, and how this works is I sit down, open this little notebook, and I just automatically write whatever comes up. And I do use this card in order to connect with the energy of your higher self. So the message that came through is this one. Your heart is courageous, your soul compassionate, your spirit everlasting. Do not fear what you cannot hide. The truth is in the light. Be brave, courageous heart. We are strong. Okay? And I also did receive a word for this group. And the word is transfiguration. What it represents is transforming one thing into another. The energy of this group does feel very powerful, almost transcendent. I feel the message your higher self wants to deliver to you is do not worry. There might be a lot of stress or worry about where you are right now, about who you will be in the future, or about how things will turn out for you. And your higher self wants to deliver this energy of peace for you, to let you know all will be well. If you feel you are resisting something, be it a truth that you do not want to accept because you fear it, I feel your higher self is telling you acceptance is not about embodying that truth. It is more about acknowledging it. If it is coming up to the surface, it is just because it wants to be acknowledged in order for it to be cleared out. Sometimes during the process of a spiritual awakening or a spiritual journey or healing, things come up to the surface, feelings, emotions, thoughts, memories that we do not like, and we do not want to connect with them, we do not want to relate to them because we perceive them as bad, or we just don't feel comfortable about it. Yet it is crucial to acknowledge these things in order to be able to release them. Because with this, I am seeing gracefulness, like being graceful as you walk through the storm, being graceful as all of these things around you that are not so pretty are happening. And it's keeping your composure, it's keeping the inner peace. So this is a group of understanding that even though our outer reality is not as how we pictured it or how we want it to be, it doesn't mean that our inner reality has to match that outer reality. I'm feeling almost like do not give into despair and do not lose hope. There's this quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I will put it up here, and I think it's very inspiring and it can relate to this group. It goes something along these lines of hope is something that you give yourself. That's the true meaning of inner strength. And I am feeling a lot of strength and power coming from this group. And it's also knowing strength and power. It's not about overpowering others or feeling yourself above everything else or even your situation. It's, see how this stag is walking through these, like it almost feels like a storm, through this chaos, through these colors. It's walking through it, but never forgetting who it is that you are. It's never losing hope and losing sight of who you are, of your true divinity and of your light. It is facing the obstacles with compassion and understanding, and it is knowing that your spirit is everlasting. No one outside of you can ever diminish or turn off that light that you hold within. So for this group, I feel like you might be going through a tough time, and your higher self wants you to know they're here with you, holding your hand and leading you through this, because you're going through it. And as you do, you will learn a lot about your resilience and your strength. And I know it feels unfair at this moment, but this is about to teach you the power of hope, the power of love. Because when you show up in compassion and understanding, nothing outside of you can ever defeat you. And at this moment, that might not make a lot of sense, but you will start understanding this as you go through this journey. And know that you are not abandoned and you will not be abandoned through this journey. You have one courageous heart. And this is not because of your circumstance. This is because of you. You've created and have nurtured this courageous heart of yours. And your higher self wants you to know that you are strong. That you have gone through other stuff before and you've made it through and you've learned a lot from it. And whatever you think that is defeating you at this moment, know that it will not, because you will make it through this again. And things will become easier for you because you will know the value of your inner strength and the power of inner peace. I would just like to bring attention to all of the noise that is happening outside as I'm doing this reading. And I feel like that may represent your life at this moment. There's just so much chaos happening around, but you have to either work with it or walk through it in some way. But let me read the message behind this card because I feel will be important. So we have Stag, Vitality. A creature of great spiritual significance, Stag evokes images of Celtic lore and medieval quest. With high moral principles, his noble attendance encourages us to travel the high road when in the presence of individuals who treat us unfairly. A symbol of vitality, Stag empowers us and connects us. He symbolizes life, the energy within us, and the opportunities that lie beyond. With Stag as our guide, we are offered leave to nourish and cultivate our life's work. Okay? So with Transfiguration, I also feel like it's learning how to transform one situation into another. Learn to transform a situation into something that will be beneficial to you. I think that is one power or ability that you are learning about yourself. Okay, so the first card is in regards to love, a message in regards to love. So we have the Queen of Vessels, Salmon in reverse. So the Queen of Vessels is the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And the Queen of Cups is a personality or an energy that is very connected to feminine energy, which is about nurturing, creation, compassion, and intuition. So with the Queen of Vessels in this deck being represented as the salmon, let me put it up right for you guys. The salmon is known to go upstream, to go against the current. And it does so because its mate is upstream. In order to mate, they have to go against the current. And it's funny because we do have in the section of love, right? So about relationships. So I think your higher self is asking you here to let go. As I mentioned previously, the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive energy. She follows her intuition. The salmon, if one didn't know about the salmon and its nature, one would think the salmon had gone crazy because it's going upstream. And sometimes the current is so strong that the salmon bleeds because of this venture. And so again, if you were to look at this fish, you would think it was crazy. But the fish knows better. The fish is following its instinctive nature. It's following its intuition. It knows that something that is meant for him or her is waiting for him or her up that stream. So for this group, it's like, I am feeling this need to let go. You might be trying to force this love situation to happen. Either if you're single or if you are in a relationship or if you're already interested in someone, you might be forcing a lot for love to happen. Love is not something that is forced. Love is organic. It comes naturally. I am getting this message of stop looking for love. Let love come to you for once. You might be always trying to manifest someone into your life or looking for someone or trying, always putting yourself out there. And have you ever asked yourself, who might be manifesting you? Have you ever asked yourself if there's someone out there looking for you? Let love come to you. You don't have to force anything. The more you force something, the more it will feel like it's running away from you. And if that is the case, again, let go. Why do you fear letting go? If you feel like you need to hold on to something because the minute that you loosen grip, it will flee you, then is it really for you? There is so much noise happening with this group, and I'm getting this feeling like some people might not like to hear this message or might not want to hear this message, because I know it's a tough message to take, but know that it's not because you're not deserving of this or not deserving of what it is that you want. It's because it does exist out there. And if this thing is trying to get out of your grip, it's because there is something that will come so naturally into your hands because it is for you and it is exactly what you've been desiring. Because the Queen of Cups, as I mentioned, is a very compassionate, nurturing energy. Yet sometimes when she shows up in reverse, it means that she's giving too much of herself and not filling her own cup. Or she feels like she cannot fill her own cup, so she looks outside of her. When in reality, she is the Queen of Cups. She rules the element of water, which is the element of emotional fulfillment. So first look within. First look within and fill your own cup. Find love within the self. And as you do that, you will lose this feeling of needing to control the situation or of needing to make love happen for you. And you will start going with the flow. You will just start following that intuition and it will lead you at the right place to meet the right person. Now, this just doesn't necessarily have to do in regards to romantic relationships. This can very well be any relationship in general. If you feel like you're giving too much of yourself and not getting anything in return, it's time to take a step back and balance that out. You also deserve for your cup to be filled. So I feel your higher self is asking you to take a moment, to take a step back, and to really feel into your situation and your current relationships. And ask yourself if you're really happy and feel fulfilled in them. And if you do not, what is the reasons for why you feel unfulfilled? And what would you like or what would you feel you would need in order to feel this fulfillment? And start realizing whether you truly need a romantic partner in order to fill your cup. Whether you truly need this relationship or this person in order to feel this fulfilled. And for this, you need to be blunt, honest with yourself. You need to be sincere with yourself. Lying to oneself, I feel like that is what we got. Do not fear what you cannot hide. The truth is in the light. Remember, When we lie to ourselves, the only person we're causing damage and hurt is to ourselves, because we're keeping ourselves back from our truth. So this is about being truth with yourself. This truth, you don't have to reveal it to anybody else. It's just for you. It's just to bring awareness to you. And it is time to start loving yourself in that way. If you are single and you're looking for someone, stop resisting the flow of things. And by I mean stop resisting the flow of things. Stop avoiding this moment of being single. Embrace the moment. Embrace the journey. If the salmon got frustrated about going upstream and refused to go up the stream and just stayed, in the pool of water, and was angry all the time of not being able to mate, he will never get up there. He needs to start swimming and get up the stream. And by going up the stream is following your intuition, following the journey, going through it. So that's the message again, going through it. You need to live in this moment. You need to start truly being in the present. If you're single at this moment, it's for a purpose. And if you are avoiding this moment, you are not fulfilling the purpose. So it is time to start living in the moment, fulfill the purpose of this phase of your life. And I assure you, this phase will soon finish and you will begin the phase that you've been craving, which is that of partnership. And possibly by the time that you're almost concluding this phase, you're not even going to be looking for a partner, because you'll be so satisfied with the relationship you have with yourself that you won't feel like you need somebody else in order to fulfill you. Possibly the new energy you will be embodying is that of, I am filled with so much love, I would like to share it with someone. And you will get to that point, but you need to experience the now. Okay? And for those of you who are in a relationship, but you are trying so hard in this relationship, either you're trying so hard to get your partner to be as committed as you are in this relationship, or to get your partner to maybe love themselves. Maybe they're going through this healing journey of themselves. Know that you can love someone, but you cannot force someone to love. Okay? You can give space and share your love, but you cannot force anyone outside of you to love. It's a journey that they have to go through on their own. And the more you push things for it to happen, sometimes we feel like we're doing good, but we're actually, we're causing more pain in that process, because we're trying to force something upon somebody else that is not fitting for them at this moment. So it is okay for you to express your love. It is okay for you to give space. But when we start pushing a person to go at a faster rate in their journey or in their healing process, that causes pain. Okay? So that is their journey, and it is time to respect it. If at this moment you do not feel fulfilled in the relationship and you feel like your partner is not ready to take that next step with you, it's okay if you want to walk away from this relationship. It's always your choice. If you decide to stay, be aware, as we mentioned before, that this is their journey. And if you decide to stay, that is deciding to be patient with the person and respecting their journey. Okay? The message came up pretty strong, but and I also feel like the Queen of Cups is saying, if your intuition is telling you something about a person or a connection, follow that intuition, follow it, because it's leading you down the right direction. Be it something that you do not believe because it's too good to be true, or something that you don't want to believe because it goes against this beautiful idea you had. Whichever it falls in, but if your intuition is telling you about this, follow that intuition. Sometimes even when it's too good to be true, we do not want to believe it because we do not want to get hurt, but that is the truth. It is as good as it sounds. And sometimes we do not want to face the truth because it goes against our ideals or how we envisioned a person to be or the relationship to be, and we do not want to face that truth. But sometimes that is the truth and we need to face reality. So whatever your intuition is telling you at this moment, listen to it, because it's shedding light on truth. Okay? So a keyword for this section of love. So we have foundation. I want to acknowledge these two that came up. So we have body and enlightened. How your body reacts to a person when you're with them That is your intuition speaking through your body. Your body is a very intelligent being. The body is here to allow us to interact with this physical world. So it picks up on energy as well. So if you start feeling nervous, if you start feeling anxious all of a sudden, if your body closes in and of itself to, like if it were protecting itself, then that is telling you of something about the situation or a person. If it allows itself to be open and it's relaxed, then again, that gives you an insight about the situation or a person. Listen to your body. Your intuition is speaking through your body. With enlightened, this is about, again, intuition. You are an enlightened being. You have all the answers within. Allow yourself to be enlightened throughout your journey. As you listen to your intuition, open yourself more to it, and start acknowledging the signs, you become more enlightened. Enlightened, I don't feel, is a stage you reach. It's something that you become throughout your journey. So allow yourself this. Okay, we do have foundation here for the Queen of Cups. So with foundation, it's something that you build upon, right? It is the first base of your tower, of a chapter of your life or a phase of your life. Allow this foundation to be firm and concrete by letting it be from your truth, by letting it be of something that really resonates with you, and it's something that you followed because your heart spoke to you about it, because you believed in it, because you saw truth in it. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. With foundation, it also feels like new beginnings. So if you are single, I do feel a relationship coming for you. But again, it's when you've built a foundation first. It's when you acknowledge this period of your time being single, learned and discovered more about yourself, learned how it is that you want to be loved, how you deserve to be loved, how you love yourself will teach you a lot about this. Learning this about yourself, you build a foundation. From this foundation, it's when a relationship will start building itself. It's when somebody else can come in and start building this tower with you. And again, if you are in a relationship, how stable is your foundation at this moment? Is your communication? Are you both on the same page? Do you feel like maybe you need to rebuild this foundation, start all over again? It's okay to start all over again with your current relationship. It is okay to start from scratch. Sometimes we don't want to because we see how much energy we've invested, but sometimes it's okay to tear the tower down, to start all over again if you feel it's worth it, if it's something that you want to do, okay? So the next card is in terms of career or life purpose. We have the clearance card. I have to stop this video because there's so much noise. But it is the Seven of Bows. So this is the Seven of Wands in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. Clearance card talks about clearing out old energy, clearing out old beliefs, mentalities. It could either be clearing out your space, like literally physically clearing out your space where it is that you work, because sometimes energy accumulates and becomes stagnant, and energy can be held in like objects or things or in spaces that you haven't cleaned for a long time. So it is time to clear your space out. And as soon as you start clearing your space, your mind will start clearing as well, because maybe there's a lot of like chaotic energy happening in the mental space, or like maybe you might not be feeling very motivated or inspired at this moment, but I feel once you start clearing out the space that you work in, you will start feeling more refreshed as well. This can also be representing clearing out old ways of doing things. Maybe you've always followed a routine and you realize that this routine is not working for you anymore. It's not bringing you that much joy anymore, but by the end of the day you feel like you haven't done all that you could have done, or you don't feel as happy or fulfilled or as energetic throughout the day. Maybe a new routine, and maybe you start seeing that you get more things done, that you feel more motivated, you feel more inspired, even more empowered. That's what I'm getting with the Bow's energy, feeling empowered, feeling like you have purpose, because we do have a bow here, but the bow is so overused that it's withered, like it doesn't work anymore. So I feel like it's something that you've repeatedly done for so long, it's become repetitive. It's become just something that you do because you've always done it. I feel like start changing things around. If you always worked facing a wall, maybe put your desk or your working place in front of a window. This might even be in terms of a job. If in your job you do not feel fulfilled at this moment and you do have the opportunity to maybe switch up your job, take that opportunity as well. I don't feel this as a big leap. Like quitting your job all of a sudden and starting a new job. If that resonates with you, then I feel your higher self is encouraging you to do so, but it feels just like moving bits and pieces around to help the energy flow better. Because with this fire, I'm feeling like inspiration and motivation, creativity. And if at this moment you are not currently working, but you feel restless, you feel like this pull from your heart, from your spirit telling you it's time to change, it's time to do something different, then whatever ideas that have come into your mind, write them down on paper. You could say them out loud to yourself, but I feel like when you write them down on paper, it's more physical, more visible. You can see it more clearly. Start writing your ideas, what inspires you, what is it that you're feeling, why do you feel restless? And as you do this, creative flow will build and the next step of your life will be revealed to you, because I feel like there is something that you want to explore at this moment, but you're not very clear about what it is. But as you start unraveling your thoughts, you will get more clarity on this, because I am seeing guidance here, but it's like you have to look within to get this guidance. For some of you, it just requires for you to just get up and do something. Start building something, start cleaning, start drawing if that's something that you used to do. Start doing the things that you felt passionate about in the past. Try them out. If it doesn't bring you that same sense of passion or joy, then move on to the next thing. As you start trying these old things and realizing that it's not something you want to do anymore, you will start clearing out and making space for whatever wants to be birthed at this moment. So whatever new idea wants to be birthed or revealed to you. So because we are talking also about life purpose, it might be your life purpose that might be revealed to you at this moment. If you are in a work situation like a 9-to-5 job, or you're completely dedicated to something, but you still feel unfulfilled in that, but you don't really want to leave that work situation, again, start a hobby, like something that you could do. If reading was something that you did before that you really enjoyed, just read or write. You don't have to sit for an hour writing down a whole plot. It's just journaling. Like writing down on a napkin, writing whatever thought. Again, like that creative juice will start flowing and something will come off this. A new idea will come and it will inspire you. I'm seeing that it will be a slow build up, but it will build up to something. And maybe by then you will finally get a foundation, an idea of what it is that you want to start. And by then you will have all the resources needed to start this. And maybe that's when you can leave your 9-to-5 job if that's something that you really want to do at this moment. But I feel like it's starting to clear out things slowly, one thing at a time. Yes, let me pull a keyword for you guys. Okay, yes, perfect. We have inspiration. It fell out on its own. So I am feeling like this is in terms of being inspired, of being motivated. And to get this inspiration, we need to make space for it. So again, it might be as simple as clearing out your room, clearing out the space that you work in, clearing out your agenda. If your agenda is pretty packed and when you look at your agenda, nothing in there fulfills you, make space for something that does bring you joy. You just need a bit of space for that. It is making space for that, okay? And once you do, more of it will start coming in. New cannot come in until we make space for it. Okay? Yeah, so I feel like for you guys, inspiration is what you're probably craving at for this moment. That's why you're feeling in a rut or stuck. And it's something that will come to you as soon as you make space for it. But the next one's in terms of your spiritual journey or your personal growth. And we have the Page of Arrows, the Wren. The Page of Arrows is the Page of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And the Page of Swords is usually a messenger because we do have arrows here, which is air energy. I love it how we have water, fire, and air. We have 3 of the 4 elements represented in this spread. So with the Wren, I always see it as a messenger from spirit. this representing your spirit guides. You might be seeing birds a lot or symbols of birds, and I feel like that is your spirit team or your spirit guides communicating with you. But since we do have, this is a reading about the higher self, I feel like this might be your higher self communicating with you. You might be even having dreams of birds. Maybe the wren is a specific bird that you connect with. If that is the case, then your higher self wants to tell you, yes, we are communicating with you through birds. So pay attention. Whenever you see a bird and you're feeling a deep emotion, pay attention to that emotion. Or if you're thinking about something and you hear a bird singing, or it flies like really close to you, or it just captures your attention, pay attention to whatever it is that you're thinking, talking about, feeling. That will give a lot of insight to you. Because I feel the wren is just here to say, your higher self is trying to connect with you, has been trying to connect with you, but they haven't been able to fully connect with you. And I want again to acknowledge all of the noise, the background noise that is happening at this moment, because whenever I feel like I want to deliver a very important message to you guys, there's just so much noise that erupts in the background. So I feel that might be representing your current life at this moment. There is so much going on, either in your physical reality or in your mind. You might be moving from one place to the other, always feeling like you need to be moving in action, and there's not enough space for you. That's why we have the clearance card here. Sometimes one aspect of our life can sink and bleed into the other. So if you feel like there's not enough space for you in your work situation or in your business, that might be representing other aspects of your life as well. And I feel like your schedule might be pretty hectic at this moment. And if it's not your schedule, it might be up in your head where there's a lot going on, even in the heart space. Because we do have the Queen of Vessels here in reverse. And since we do have winter energy here, that is water energy as well. So I feel like with the winter, there's not flow going on, right? We're not letting things just flow, come in and then leave. We're either holding to a lot of things, be it a lot of physical things, material things, or we're holding on to a lot of emotions or relationship or things that are no longer serving us at this moment or are begging to be released, right? Because maybe they need to move on into other things because they do not resonate with our current moment any longer. So it is time to start releasing and going with the flow, and it is time to make space for the self. It is time to make space for stillness and peace and quiet, which is the message we got at the beginning about inner peace, because in that moment, that is where you will be able to hear yourself, your true self. You have a lot to tell yourself. Your higher self has a lot of messages to deliver to you. I feel that's why we got the message, do not fear what you cannot hide, the truth is in the light. And I feel like these messages have been wanting to come through in some way, but you have not paid much attention to them. You do not want to acknowledge them for whatever reason it may be, but it is time to start listening. That's what the Page of Arrows here is revealing. And these messages are here to help deliver you out of this winter phase of your life. Because again, with winter, I feel like things are not really moving forward, or you feel like things are not moving forward, be it in your business or in your relationships. So as soon as you make space and time for yourself, to listen to yourself, to hear these messages, then we will slowly move from winter into spring. And we know spring is all about fruition, abundance, blessings, and it's a time of love. So allow yourself to move into that season. Okay, so let me pull out a keyword for this segment. Okay, so the one that fell out is travel. And I want to acknowledge this one. We have divine. So with divine, yes, I do feel the divine, your higher self, has been trying to communicate with you. The messages you have received, especially if they come through a bird, then they are messages from your higher self. And if you could hear in the background, we've heard birds singing all throughout this reading. There you go. That's a macaw that my neighbors have. So birds, I feel, are very significant for you guys. Oh my God. Do you hear him? Yeah, that's him. Oh my God, the macaw just started going for it. Okay, but for travel, I am seeing that as an energy of movement. Movement is what is waiting for you guys. This might be moving from a place, a home. This might be movement from a work situation, movement from a relationship. This might represent actual travel, moving from one physical place to the other, because we do have air energy, but I am seeing it just as movement in your life. I feel like actually clearing out maybe your home or a space that you predominantly always reside in will help kind of signal to the universe, okay, I'm making space for new. And that's when energy in your life around you will start flowing. Because I see how like this smoke here is so compressed, and when we're using like Palo Santo or sage here, and the smoke comes out in a very like compressed little line, it means that there's a lot of dense energy or heavy energy. So I feel like in your life there's a lot of heavy or dense energy because there's stagnant energy. So as soon as you put in action to clear out, I feel like a lot of things in your life are going to start clearing out by themselves. And when this happens, do not resist it. Do not resist it, because this is a sign from the universe that new wants to come in. New things want to come in, and these things are more suited and resonate more with your now. Okay? So, oh goodness, there's just so much noise. Okay, let's pull a message for you guys. Okay, these two. The seed knows to root first before reaching for the sky. Foundations, remember? Our foundations are very important if we want something to be long-term and stable. So be mindful of where it is that you are currently rooting and how deeply are you rooting. Perfect. And there goes the macaw. It is in silence that listening occurs. That is the message we got here with the wren. So make some space for yourself. Yeah, so that's all the messages I have for you guys. I hope this reading resonated, brought some clarity and guidance. I hope it wasn't so long or that there was too much noise, but there was a lot of noise. I'm so sorry for that. But yeah, if you resonated with this reading, then please leave a like or a comment. It just lets me know that the readings are resonating. If you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello seekers who chose group 3, the whale. So firstly, I will begin with an intuitive message, and how this works is I sit down with this little notebook and write down whatever comes up. And the message for this one was a bit of a long one, and this is how it goes. Feel as free as your spirit. The divine holds no other truth but your own. Depth is in the silence. You are spiritual and magical. You are divine. Where you are right now is not your final destination. You are on a journey, migrating from one sea to the next. So this oracle card is one of the most magical oracle cards of this deck. It's highly spiritual, highly sensitive. The message that wants to come through for you guys of moving from one phase to the next and allowing it to be seamless. If you're feeling you're going through a rough patch at this moment, please know that it is not eternal. This is just a phase. It seems like it is. It seems like if you're in the middle of that sea, you can't see really land, right? You can't see how you can exit the situation. You feel like you're lost, like there's no way out. But your higher self wants you to know there is a way out, and you have the means to navigate this. And it wants you to know that you were born to navigate these waters. If only you surrender to the journey. If only you stop resisting by no longer fearing the unknown. Because remember, the whale, it follows its instinct in order to get from one place to the other. It has like an internal compass. And you have that internal compass. It's your higher self. Your higher self can see it all. And they're leading you in the right direction. Because I'm getting so much blue and indigo here, and that reminds me of the crown chakra and the third eye. And that's all about vision. That's all about connecting with the divine, connecting with your higher being, with your higher self. So as soon as you let go of the noise, meaning let go of the fears, you will be able to hear that inner voice, because we did get the message depth is in the silence. And so I feel like in the silence is where you will hear clarity. In the silence where you will find depth. It is within you. I am feeling like a highly spiritual group, and what I mean by that is you're very intuitive, you're very empathic, you're very aware of energy, and aware that you are not alone in this journey, that you are always connected to the divine. And if you're not truly there yet, you will be soon. If you are going through a spiritual awakening or a spiritual journey of sorts, at this moment it might be quite lonesome for you. You might feel like you have no direction. You might feel like you just don't know where you are right now. It might feel like that. Like you can't really remember your past and you really have no vision for your future. But I think if that is the case, you are embracing the unknown. This is you embracing the unknown. It can be very scary, but it's also such a beautiful space to be in, because it's like you're in the middle of the sea right now. But it doesn't mean that you're lost. It means that you're just heading somewhere. You're going somewhere, but we just don't understand where is it that we're heading. But your higher self wants you to know you're heading in the right direction. You're heading back home. You're heading exactly where you need to be, where you asked to be. I'm leading you back home. So the message behind this card is, well, Numa, I believe that's how you pronounce it, well exemplifies the life-giving spirit within us. With a blast from her blowhole and a splash from her body, we are reminded of the greatness surrounding us. Thanks to Whale's graceful grandeur, we are able to ride upon her back as we journey to find meanings well outside of our own human understanding. In awe of her presence, we are guided to travel inward in contemplation. As we dive towards the depths, she gently nudges us to explore our creative spirit and find essentia. Yeah, I feel like for this group, you're going through some spiritual journey. And it's like spiritual awakening, spiritual journey. Those words fall short to what it is that you're experiencing or will be experiencing at this moment. Because I feel like nothing will ever compare. And people might tell their own experiences, but it will never actually meet to what you experience, because this is your journey. It's that kind of feeling or experience that no matter how much you try, you can't put into words, because it's not something that is meant to be spoken. It is meant to be felt. Okay, so now let's move into the cards. So the first cards, actually this is the only group that received 2 cards for this section. And the first section is about love. So we'll see what your higher self has to say in regards to love. So we have the Archer. Perfect. And we have the Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life. So the Archer is the Chariot in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, and the Ace of Arrows is the Ace of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. This is a wonderful combination. So the Chariot speaks about movement forward. It's about action, and I love it here because we have this woman who is holding the bow, ready to let her arrow fly. And then what do we have in the next card? An arrow flying. So the arrows for me represent action, intention, and energy. So this is an intention you've set, an intention that you have. And since we are talking about love, this might be a manifestation. This might be you manifesting someone into your life, or an intention for a certain relationship. And because we do have the Chariot and the Ace of Arrows here, it feels like a very life-changing relationship, very spiritual, also very balanced, because the Chariot in the Rider-Waite's Tarot has 2, I don't know if they're sphinxes, or 2 lions, and one is represented in the color black and the other in the color white. And I am being pulled to her necklace, and it reminds me of the yin and yang symbol. The black and white is representing balance. In order to move forward, we need balance, because in the Chariot, in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, it is only if both of the sphinxes are on the same page, then the Chariot can move steadily forward. So that's the energy I get here. It's like you finding alignment within the self, you finding balance within the self, you finally merging both of your masculine and feminine energies into one, and that is why you can finally move into this new beginning, because the Ace of Arrows is a new start, a new beginning, but is one because we have air energy here. That's what the arrows represent. It's about fast movement, but it's also in regards to communication, something you communicated, verbalized into the universe, because it is being represented by the breath of life. So you gave life through this, through your speaking of it, through you believing in it, through you seeing it in the vision, and then giving intention to it. Because we do have this symbol here, which is reminding me of the third eye, opening your third eye, which was what we were getting here with the whale. It's about seeing, it's about gaining clarity, it's about having vision. You had a vision, be it recently, be it a year back from now, be it 5-10 years ago. You had a vision at some point. When you saw this, you believed in it so heartily, is that a word? That you gave intention to it. And when I say intention to it, you gave feeling behind to it. You gave it a backbone. But now with the Chariot, it's no longer just sending it out into the universe, but it's finally you bringing it into the physical 3D. Whatever it is that you have been manifesting in terms of love and relationship, it's coming into the 3D. I can assure you with these two cards, this is like double confirmation. This is a beautiful energy to have. And it's because you believed in this, you birthed this, you moved this into action, especially with your internal energy. You bringing balance within the self and merging both of your masculine and feminine energies, you were able to bring this in. Now, feminine energy is about that inspiration. It's about kind of this Ace of Arrows, like believing in something, seeing it in the vision, creating it in your mind and in your heart space. And the masculine energy is about working with that inspiration to bring something into the physical, making it happen. And you finally merge those two energies within you, and that's why you're bringing this finally into the 3D. Now, we do have these hounds here in the background, and I'm seeing that as your spirit team, and we do have little doggies barking in the background, as your spirit team coming through to tell you you are being protected in this journey and in this quest. As this is happening, this is being protected. And with this mist or like this dirt rising here, I'm seeing it like a boundary of sorts. Like they do not want you to worry, because this cannot be taken away from you. This is yours. And with this breath of life, I'm seeing it as guidance from the universe. And it feels like this is guiding, if this is a significant other you're calling in, this is guiding that person into your life. Like they're sending signals and signs to that person to meet you halfway. Because I am seeing this woman like she's on a quest. She's on the journey. She's already decided what she wants. She sees it. She's gaining clarity over it. She sees what step to take next, and she's going at it full speed. There's purpose, there's intention, there's heart behind this, especially with all this green here. It reminds me of the heart space. So with the arrows being represented here, this represents communication. You will be hearing from this person soon. But most specifically, I feel like you are sending messages to this person, be it physical messages, but I feel like it's more in the sense of spiritual, because this group feels highly spiritual, or like you practice a lot of like spiritual, mystical or divination practices. And this does feel like telepathy, like you're sending messages to this person, and your higher self wants you to know this person is receiving those messages. They are being sent to him or her. And it's coming through very strongly. Like your messages are coming quite strongly. And I feel like it is these messages that will help awaken this person as well. Either their third eye might also be opening up for them, and they might be getting insight about this. It does feel like a very strong forward energy coming through here. And for some of you, you might already know who this person is, because we do have the Archer here, and she's intent on something. She sees something. So this might be representing that you already know who this person is. If you feel like you don't, there might be somebody already who knows about you, and I know that sounds scary, but like I feel like your partner might be highly spiritual as well, because this does feel like some form of spiritual connection, and they might have already seen you through a vision, through a dream, a meditation that they had. This might be representing that they're also sending messages to you, so pay mind to that. So I am seeing action, movement forward in terms to love. And if you are currently in a relationship, I am feeling like there is movement forward or a new beginning in terms of this relationship, maybe a higher form of commitment, or your relationship evolving into something more, like transcending into like a higher frequency or a higher level. Yeah, this feels like a manifestation, something you've manifested, been manifesting, finally coming in. Like seriously, like it feels like if you have seen a lot of pick a card readings and you've always heard that like, oh, this is finally coming in, you're finally manifesting this pretty soon. Like I feel like this is the bang that's saying you now. It's now. Like soon means soon. You will see this coming in pretty soon. And it's either validation, confirmation, it's something, a form of communication with this person that will be undeniable. Okay? Let me pull a keyword for you guys. We have recognition. Yes, so I feel like you will be recognized by this person. This person will recognize you. There will be a recognition between both of you. Like when you meet, when you see each other, you will recognize each other as the person that you've been manifesting, the person, like you've been manifesting each other, and you will recognize that in each other, or you will recognize each other's souls, because I do feel like this is a soul connection, a spiritual connection. You will recognize each other's spirit. And I'm not sure whether the whale migrates and travels those long distances in order to mate or to meet their partner, but for this group it does feel like you've traveled a long distance. I am getting that with the Archer, in order to meet halfway with this person. And notice how I'm saying meeting halfway, because you're both traveled your own journeys to meet at this certain point. You each had to travel a certain amount of distance and journey to get to this point of recognition. Yeah, I'm seeing like spotlight. Either maybe you've also been working on something and you're finally getting the spotlight. Because of the spotlight that's put on you, this person is able to recognize you and see you. And I feel like in the moment where you see each other, there's this form of awakening. I feel like I might get more messages as we go through the other ones, but the next one is in terms of career or life purpose. Yeah. Okay. And we have the balance. We were talking about that merge between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and that's what we get here with the balance. The balance is the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. This is one of the most highly spiritual cards in this tarot deck for me, because we do have these two serpents, which one I see representing masculine energy and the other feminine energy, and we see how they're intertwined, which reminds me a lot of the Kundalini energy on this one tree. And as we see, this tree is connected to all of the other trees of the wood. It is like the main source, and we do have this face here that for me is representing the divine. It's representing universe and spirit. So I'm seeing this as full alignment. I am getting that message of as above, so below, or as above and below. So it's a message of being grounded and being connected with the divine. It's true alignment. It's a sense of balance and a sense of merge and union. This is, what do they call it? Integration. This is speaking about integration, integrating both of the energies. It's beautiful alchemy. So in terms of career or life purpose, I think this is talking more about life purpose. Your career is leading you to your life purpose. And I'm going to be, well, I always am honest with you guys of whatever comes through, but for this group, I'm not getting any specifics. It is more of trust in the process, trust in the divine. You are being led, you are being guided, you are guiding yourself, because this is about connecting with your higher self, realizing that you are already embodying that higher self essence. And it's kind of bringing that vision, that higher self, into and anchoring it into this physical 3D. And with all of these trees connecting at this center point, I'm seeing it as you start realizing how everything is connected, and you start realizing that you are connected to everything and to everyone. And if you were asking about a partner here, which I'm seeing could be a divine counterpart, you start realizing that you were connected to this person, to this other spirit or being all along, because you are all one. So there's no such thing as distance. There's no such thing as separation. So whatever you see that is at this moment that you see as far off into the future, you start realizing that it's not. It's already here within you. It's only when you decide to open yourself to that channel that you can bring it into this physical 3D. And you also start learning about timing, that everything has its time and its place. It's like a puzzle, right? Everything has its design slot, and sometimes it takes a while to fit that piece into its proper place, especially in this physical 3D world. So this is also about learning patience. The temperance is all about patience. And I feel like you will start seeing all of the pieces of the puzzle and how they're all coming together now. Why is it that you had to go through certain things? Why is it that you felt certain ways? What were those signs talking about, those synchronicities? You start putting all the pieces together and you start seeing the bigger picture of things. And there is so much calm, peace, and sense of certainty when this occurs. Like, you won't be pushing for anything to happen anymore. You will find depth in this. So this is just speaking about you are already fulfilling your purpose. It's like for you guys, you will understand that the purpose is not a destination and it's not an ultimate thing, that you are already fulfilling it. As we speak, as you live every day and breathe, you are fulfilling your purpose. And it's more of whatever you do from now on, you will feel fulfilled in that. You will know that you are walking your path, and it's more of you being fulfilled. And in that sense of fulfillment, you are giving something to the world, and as you're giving, you are also receiving. It's this everlasting exchange because you are fully aligned and connected. I also feel, since we do have feminine and masculine energy, I feel like this purpose, this work, which can just be like, again, it doesn't have to be an ultimate thing. It could simply just be living your life to the fullest, living your life authentically. That could just be it. I feel like you will live this purpose with your counterpart. As soon as you meet this person, get the communication that you've been craving, the acknowledgement, the recognition that you've been wanting. You are able to finally accept this part, fully integrate this, and you start living it, and there's no more doubts. Again, like for some of you, it might not be that you might physically meet this person, but you start realizing that even if you are not physically with this person, that does not matter. And at this moment, some of you might get really frustrated hearing that, but when you're in this energy, you won't feel that frustration anymore, because you will be so connected with the divine and your higher self that you will realize that the physical aspect of things sometimes gets in the way, and that true merge and union exists within the spirit, within two energies coming together at this space. But I do feel like you will, if it's not physical union, you will get some form of communication, some form of recognition from this person, or vice versa. Okay? So life purpose will feel aligned, as well as your career or your business, whatever it is. It will feel as it should be, like everything is as it should be. Let me pull keyword for this group. Okay, it's the one that fell. So we have travel, but I feel like only one more. So what is this one? So we have reflect. So reflect reminds me of mirroring energy, reminds me of twin energy, it reminds me of this merge. With travel, I'm getting it as traveling into different planes, like astral traveling, but this could very well be like actual traveling. If that's something that you've always craved for and wanted for in your life, to be able to travel to different places, not feel restricted, then I feel that will be granted to you. And with reflect coming here as well, I feel like how you feel internally will be reflected in your outer reality. So in terms of your purpose, your life purpose, your career, business, how it's manifesting itself will be a reflection of how you're feeling inside, of the union and the merge you hold within. So I think that will always give you a clue. Like if your business is not doing well, if you're not feeling fulfilled in terms of your life purpose, whatever it may be, whatever you're working on at that moment, that's a reflection of how you're feeling inside. So it will always give you an insight and a clue of like how balanced you are within. Okay. So the last card is in terms of your spiritual journey or personal growth. Oh my goodness. Okay. Damn. So we have the Two of Vessels. This is the Two of Cups in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. Okay, so the Two of Cups, it also reminds me of union and balance, especially with this card in this deck. It's about alchemy. It's very much reminds me of the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, because we do have, again, feminine and masculine energy coming together to create alchemy. Because see how they are connected. Each other's energy flows into the other, and they are able to deliver and create something new. And we do have the Sacred Heart being represented here. And the shape that they form here, it's a diamond, but what I'm also seeing it as the triangle facing upwards, which represents masculine energy, and the triangle facing downwards, which represents feminine energy. And then coming together creates this beautiful space where the Sacred Heart can fully illuminate. So again, this is talking about a merge and integration between the masculine and feminine energies. And since this is in terms of your spiritual journey, I feel like this is what you're coming into. A union within the self. Because of this, you're able to fully activate like your heart space. You're allowing now for your heart space to fully open, because I feel like that's something that has been restricted for you for quite some time. Like you might have felt, again, that lonesome energy, or like, because the Whale does give me a very compassionate and empathic energy. It's maybe you felt closed off from other people, and it's because your heart space has been closed off, but I feel like it will be opening pretty soon, and there will be a lot of passion, inspiration, and creativity just exuding from you now. And since we do have this Two of Cups energy, I am seeing divine connection again. I'm seeing a union with another person. And this is such a powerful energy, because with this Archer starting off this spread, it feels like something you're calling in. It's like you decided it. It's like, universe, I'm ready. And you bring this change in, and you bring this union in. Like you decide, okay, I feel like I've been wandering for so long. I want to go back home now. I want to feel at home. And so you decide to integrate both of this masculine energy within you, and you find home, you find balance within the self. And then you're like, okay, I feel it within me now. Now I want to manifest it into my physical 3D. I want my physical reality to reflect this love and abundance, this union I hold within. And once you claim that, once you send that out there, you bring this counterpart in. That is very powerful. And that's what I feel with the Two of Vessels. It's union, it's merge, it's connection, it's an exchange of love, an exchange of energy, a flow. It's about alchemy. Let me pull a keyword for this. Spirit. Perfect. So we have spirit for this section. So this is about connecting with spirit. It's about feeling spirit. It's about embodying spirit. Now we always say that the spiritual journey is about meditation. It's about divination. It's about mysticism or the occult, or having a spiritual practice that has to do with something of that. But know that being spiritual doesn't mean you have to do all of those things. Being spiritual is just feeling spirit. It's knowing that spirit exists within everyone and within every living thing. It is all around us. And it's when we truly embody that spirit that we can truly feel into it. It's when we're truly being spiritual. This is the journey you guys are heading to. It's not about just doing tarot readings. It's not just about holding a crystal and believing you are doing magic. This is actually about embodying it. knowing that it's more than that, it's everything. And knowing that in the everything, it's about falling into this feeling of, I feel like that's what the whale represents here, like nothingness. When you're everything, you're nothing. And being okay with that. Because when you're everything, you're not limited to something. And when you're not limited to something, then you're not labeling yourself. You're nothing in the midst of everything. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it will make sense. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So yeah. So union, balance, merge, manifestations coming in, divine counterpart, divine partner, or just I feel like a loving balanced relationship, a reciprocal relationship, someone that meets you halfway, that meets you at your level, that has the same intention, same heart as you. You come from the same heart space. Those are my neighbors. They're playing out right now. Oh my god, and the intuitive message did say, feel as free as your spirit. The divine holds no other truth but your own. Okay, so let me pull a message for you guys. Grow infinitely, for you are limitless, your spirit. And the last message. Some friendships are so strong they can even transcend lifetimes. This is a quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, I feel like the person you're calling in, it's a person you've experienced other lives with. Okay? That's why this person feels like a home manifested into the 3D, although you realize now that the home exists within. I want to mention this. The only reason that this person feels like home to you, it's because this person has also reached this form of integration. They also realize that home exists within themselves, exists in spirit, and they've merged with that energy. So since they fully embody it within, they can reflect it outwards, and that's why they feel like home to you and you feel like home to them, because you've also reached that space. Okay, I feel like that's important to be said. Let me pull out some stars for you guys. So we have the letter V, the number 9, the number 2, and the astrological sign Pisces. So this might be your sun, moon, or rising, or the sun, moon, or rising of this person. The letter V might be part of your first or last name, or of this person. 29 might be an age. I feel like 29 is where we have our Saturn return, and that usually is a significant time. But 2 represents unions. 9 is coming to that completion of a cycle. Okay, so or these might be like your birth dates, birth month. Yeah. So now that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye.